Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, and welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show on Sacred Spiral Network. I'm Kelly Brickle, and we're going to be going into readings in just a little bit. We always talk beforehand, and so I want to say hello to everybody coming on in. Hello, Janice. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Stacia. It's great to get always hearts. Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you everybody for coming on in. Pop down where you're from, or pop down your questions. Hey, Fran, it's great to see you. She was just on just a moment ago with Jennifer and Melinda. Fran's always great. She's the fairy godmother, I think. She has great fairy energy. Hello, Angela. Hello, everybody coming on in. Thank you for saying hello. Oh, wow, from Peru. That's fantastic. I've never been to Peru. Never been to South America. I would love to go. But thank you for letting me know. That's a long ways away. We've got to celebrate that. There's that fairy energy. Hello from Florida. I was in Florida just a couple years ago. Florida's a great place. Hello, Fran. Hello, with the love and the hearts. She's from a place of love. That's what she's saying. So thank you. I'm from California currently. I'm originally from Illinois. So shout out to everybody in the Midwest or on the West Coast. And here I am now in Orange County. Oh, thank you. All right. So let's dive into the topic of the day. If you have any questions along the way, we will do that. I really wanted to talk about the energy of purging today, because I do believe as a collective, I've been hearing that much more often. I know I've been dealing with the energy of purging, and that's really clearing a lot of the heaviness. And I feel like in April, a lot of people felt like there was movement. They're like, oh my gosh, the year doesn't feel as heavy. It doesn't feel as raw. Like some of that energy was lifting off just a month ago, even though we were 4 months into the year. And because of that, with April and now coming into May, it felt like people go, oh my gosh, I can actually be present a little bit more, because I was getting so overwhelmed. Not that let up in all ways, but it was like, okay, what do I want to do about it? Okay, I feel like a little bit back online. Okay, Stacia, you're feeling this too. So how do I want to go through coming back into my energy with more awareness? Because before I was aware of the stress and I was working through that. And now that I have a little bit more ease and reprieve, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I've been going through surrendering. I love that. I think surrendering is such a powerful word within our spiritual work and within just living, because we go, all right, I'm going to relax. Even though I'm stressed out, I'm going to relax and I'm going to release. And in that gentle grace, you're able to tune into graces around you. And you're able to say, hey, I'm not going to fight, I'm going to receive. And when we put our attention on that, we get to hear and feel and observe. And there's all these great helpers around us in this world. And on the other side, encouraging us with loved ones, with angels. with other people's guides saying, "Hey, actually over here, look over here, look at all this help, look at all this help." And I do think constantly we have so many resources. I'm really a firm believer that I don't use all my resources. I'm always I'm pretty let's see, like I'm a conservationist a little bit, so I definitely use what I have. I'm good at that. I use the most of what I have, but since I'm pretty utilitarian in that, there's more things that I go, oh well, I'm not using that over there, and I'm not using that over there. Um, so I always do feel very grateful because there's always something for me to utilize. Um, but I go, wow, I'm not using this effectively, some of these other things. So that's what I've been kind of purging to as well, going, where is my energy at? Let's call it back. Let's call it back. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm just making sure. It's some of there's a lot of people, like, they call them the trolls. There's a lot of trolls coming today, and I was making sure that I didn't block the wrong person. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I hit a wrong button. Multitasking over here. Multitasking over here. It's weird how it goes. Okay. Um, okay. Let's All right, I'm just making sure. Hello, Michael Christopher. It's great to see you, Michael Christopher. Hello, Stacia. Hello, Mandy. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your love and support. And so I wanted to go also into with the purging, it is inviting us for a different angle of change. And I know that as my energy started changing, I was craving like different like stones to be around me. And you might find yourself craving different foods or wanting to do different things to help open up your energy. But I was really craving like tiger's eye. I have one right here. And I just wanted to like hold it, and I just wanted to keep it on me. I'm gonna put it in my pocket right now. And I grabbed my black tourmaline, and I even started getting into some troll light. Speaking of trolls, but troll light's awesome. This is not a very blue troll light, but it actually has blue specks in it. It's really pretty. But this is like kind of a more gray one. Troll light is gray and blue naturally in nature. It can have very vibrant blues. It's so beautiful. Um, but you're gonna find yourself going through like certain wants, and some of those wants might be like, whoa, maybe I can't do that. And some of the other wants will be like, well, yeah, I think I can buy, a tiger's eye. And I don't know why I'm attracted to that energy. And for me, it just helps me ground. It helps me ground. And this one's iron tiger's eye, so it has like hematite within it, and some other mineral properties. You kind of can't see this one too much on camera, but it has like the silver, and it has like a little bit of a reddish hue. Um, but I've been really, really attracted to bringing certain stones in, and I got some I'm throwing things around. I got some Amazonite. That's how I say it. And whether it's in your pocket or, around your neck, um, you need things to bolster your energy. You need things to work with your energy. And it's going to help guide who you are and to give it additional properties. So when we're purging, it doesn't mean like we have to become something new and we have to let go of the past completely. It's always good to move, and there's certain intensities within that, and there's certain hurdles that I really pat you on the back if you're able to let things go in a way that is the healthiest for you. But I really do think that we should look at our memories or feel our memories or be with the energy we're in now and be in touch with a different perspective. And the only way we can get to a different perspective is if our energy is changing. Like, think about it. Sometimes, like, we're in heartbreak, or sometimes we're um, not healthy physically, or there's a disagreement between you and a loved one, like family members or friends, relationship. And you go, why do I keep hitting my head on this like same disagreement? Or why do I keep finding myself sick in this department, doing these behaviors? Or why do I keep thinking about this person? And when it's the same vibration, it's kind of like heartbreaking and sad, and you're like, "Oh, I'm here again. I'm here with this moment again. I'm here with the situation again." But if our energy is changing through that, even though we go, "Gosh, I'm still in this situation," and we've purged some of that to move, we go, "All right, wow, that's still coming. That's still coming up. I'm still thinking about this, or I'm still, no matter what I do, I kind of find myself here." But I'm looking at that with a different perspective, or no, now I know a different thing I want to say. Now I know I want to express a certain thing. Now I understand that I needed to learn this and become this type of person. Or I'm at a point where I am grateful, whether it's full circle or newly grateful, that I can see it like this, or that I did experience that. And you will know because it feels like a new feeling, or you'll be like, "Ah, thank goodness. Okay." Because it doesn't feel like the same old, same old. A lot of times when we are purging or thinking or going through or holding on, we, let's say, are in gratitude, but it feels stale. And I know that sounds funny, but it's so true. We can feel stale with our gratitude. We can feel stale with all the beautiful stones around us, and gemstones, and beautiful spiritual practices that we do. It can feel like, yeah, yeah, it's good for me, but it doesn't give you that je ne sais quoi. It doesn't give you that like perky or that high vibrational, like, wow, I really needed this today. And we really need things to change and move. We really need to like be in different places with our energy and go, wow, okay, yes, I needed that today. And some things will be discipline, some things will be routine, but we need refreshments of energy, and we do need new energy. And these don't have to be new people. It doesn't have to be a brand new wardrobe. It doesn't have to be a brand new stone, but sometimes it helps. Sometimes it's taking things out in a drawer that we haven't looked at for 5 years. And we go, wow, I really love that. I had to put it away for a little bit, but I really, really forgot how much I love this. Or I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, yeah, it's been a couple of months or a couple of years, even 10 years, 20 years, but wow, I do really love that. And so I encourage you, and I'm going to bring up some comments. Um, I encourage you to make a list. That's what I always, always encourage within people. If their energy is like kind of wonky, list what you love, list what gives you joy. And it calls you back into your true self. It calls you back into your remembrance of spirit. It calls you back into your light, and you go, wow, I haven't thought about that in such a long time. Or you just feel the energy of what makes you feel good. Like talking about the tiger's eye that is still in my hand and in my pocket. I actually have two of them. They're bowding balls. They're meditation balls that you like hold on to, and you can do hand exercises and things like that. They help with like circulation and meditation. I have some brass ones too, because I don't like to clink these together. Um, but I like to hold them because of the properties. It really does ground me. Um, Whatever it is, there is a vibration that when we think about it and feel it, or other sensations, it goes, yes, I needed that. Yes, I needed that. And when we put our attention to what we need, we want, we desire, we become whole again. If that is something truly within our essence that we needed. And the more whole we are, the more we can see the panorama of life. And we call back these parts that are scattered because we are so deeply scattered, whether it's from the past, the present, or the future, or whether it's because we have 9 different things that we're doing with our friends, family, paying bills, projects, healing, um, getting back to a phone call because someone left a voicemail or an email, or our energy is scattered because it says, well, I have to remember to do this and I have to remember to do that. And I have to remember. And we find ourselves in different places. And it's what can call back your energy to you, because we constantly do have to call back our energy. So, with that said, as we are purging, as we are calling back, please release and know that it's not just, oh my gosh, when is this going to go away? When is this going to get better? It's, I'm maintaining my energy. I'm loving myself. And I'm excited because I'm going to see a new perspective, whether it's in this issue or whether of something else that is coming new to me. I'm going to see a new perspective of how my spirit wants to live, naturally lives, and what is coming to me in that. And that's pretty exciting. It always keeps life moving. Life is always moving. Just put your attention on the fact that that's the reality of things, and everything then will pass. Everything does pass, but actually feeling that everything does pass, everything does purge, everything um, is supposed to change. It feels like I'm going to be okay. What comes next? What comes next? And as we call back our energy, we feel much more in control. We feel much more, okay, I can ride this wave. I can ride this wave. Okay. So thank you everyone for your comments. I'm bouncing around as I'm calling back my energy. I'm making sure that I give shout outs to people saying hello, Stacia. Hello, Janice. Hello, Angela. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Stephanie. And let's see up top. Yes, I caught some of the people earlier. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I love that lapis lazuli does that for you. That's fantastic. Lapis lazuli for me helps with like third eye activation. And it really, stones do different things for different people. There are certain, I guess, properties with sometimes the colors and the mineral composition, but we all need different stones. Oh, I loved Amazonite encourages positivity. I have not looked into Amazonite so much. This one found its way to me. I wasn't seeking this one out. That's why, but it found its way to me and it just feels really nice. It feels really good. Same with this. I got some other trilite pieces, but this one found its way to me. You welcome that. Okay. But this one found its way to me a long time ago, but I asked for it. So I've had this one for like 20 years. Yeah, I've had this one for 20 years. And I love this piece, and it's been to the side for a couple years actually. Around on this desk, but it's been to the side. But I've been holding it a lot this week, so there's a reason for all of it. There's a reason for all of it. Love black tourmaline. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. So your third eye activation helps keep everything clear. Yeah, it's a really nice, gorgeous vibration with the gold. Hello, Christopher. Hello. Thank you for the hearts, Courtney. Is that onyx? Oh, this is black tourmaline. This is black tourmaline. I'm a big fan of black tourmaline. I have a big chunk right next to me, as well as I rock my bracelet from time to time. But I have a lot of different stones. One of these days I should do like a show and tell show. Like, here's all the stones. All right. let's go into readings, everybody. I hope the energy of purging and also changing the vibration with stones and honoring what's coming to you, and changing helps to kickstart how you can get that going even more within your life. Okay, let's get into it. I should do show and tell. Because I'm telling you, I got some new stones because my vibration was changing. I should bring in some of the new stones. I don't have them upstairs with me, but next time. Okay. My kitchen sink is also my altar. All of my babies up there, fire quartz and crystal ball. That's so cool. That's so cool. Watch out with some of them. Some of them can get damaged with water, and sunlight. So watch out for your little crystal babies. Some of them can dissolve or change color or other things when they are in water. And then sunlight definitely changing color or bleaching. So yes, keep those babies safe. I love how they're all around you. Girl, you're on top of it. I love it. Protecting your babies. Okay. So let's go into readings. We're doing the psychic hour. I do welcome numerology questions too as well because it is a psychic modality. But if you have a question about your life, or if you just want a general reading, pop down your openness to having a reading. When you say, hey, I want to have a reading, you pop down your numbers or you ask your question. That lets me know that you're consenting and being open for me to look into your energy. And that also lets me know that you're present. So sometimes I might pull a comment a couple ways back because I felt really drawn to it. If you are in the house, if you are present, if you are live, please talk with me and let me know you can understand what I'm saying, whether it's a no or a yes or some information, because that lets me know I'm in your energy. And it helps me go deeper, honestly. It helps me go deeper. Yeah. Online readings and helping to go deeper are always lovely, are always nice. Okay, so we will open up the space now. I'm gonna drink some of my tea and we will start pulling for cards, or I'm just gonna tap into the feeling and scene of your energy or some numerology, and away we go. All right. Cheers. Here's some of my other stones. Got my rings. I've had these for a long time. I love these. All right. All right. I'm going to go to Trudy and Janice. And then I'm going to bounce around. All right. Let's do it. Okay. Let's go to Janice first, and then I'm going to jump to Trudy. You're welcome. Okay, so you asked a question, Janice. Let me look into what type of relationship would I have. Oh, you gave me their numerology, and you gave me their numerology. Okay. All right, I didn't see both of those at first. Let me see. So let me look, because this is more. I gotta put down both of the birthdays for 2 seconds if we're gonna get into it. Okay, that's you. And then we have another one. And so, Janice, just to make sure you're 1211, correct? I'm making sure you're 1211. That's helping me make sure that I'm not getting it wrong. Are you 1211? Because everyone in the UK, we do our months and days backwards from in the United States, or if we're in another place like South America or Australia. So please always put down your month in words, like spell it out if possible. It helps me to catch it properly. Okay. So with that said, I'm just going to clarify that with Janice. Correct. Okay, cool. So Janice, let me go into your energy first, Janice, and then we'll go into your question about the relationship. You're an attitude 5, you're in your personal day 2, and you are life path 8. Okay. You're life path 7, I think. Hold on. Life is fun. Yeah, you're life path 7. Okay, cool. That makes a huge difference. That's why we check. Okay. Yep. Yep. And that's all correct. And then you are in a cycle of 4. Okay. So let's get into it. And we're in May. Okay. So Janice, you have a personality where you want answers, and you're very like cerebral, like you're very action based too. Okay, but when you have a 5 and a 7 like you do, it means that you live a lot in your head. The 5 makes you restless, so you want to go and do things at times, but you do have a tendency to overthink, even though sometimes you can be very, okay, I'm just going to go on this. I'm just going to go on this. But you do have a tendency to overthink. So that's why there's a part of you that really wants to lay out the energies within the relationship. You're like, okay, let me plan for this, and let me look at that, and let me get some of the information, because I want to know. There's like a restlessness with wanting to know. And really, I do think that it's important to act and to test things out, and not just to think about things. So you having an attitude 5, that you can understand the overthinking. Yes. You having an attitude 5, it doesn't always help you to overthink, even though you do overthink with your 7. Um, the 5 goes, all right, we don't have to like explode into this, but let me like test it. Let me test the waters and let me see what happens. Because the 5 really wants to see in real time what happens. It wants to taste, it wants to touch, it wants to see the reactions of the person or the situations and go, all right, now how do I want to do this? And how do I feel about that? The 5 loves acting and being in the moment. Okay. So like I said, you don't have to jump all the way into it, but if you are interested, or if you're wondering how the relationship would go, test those waters. Ask somebody like some questions, like when's the last time you've been in a relationship, or ask them about their life from a different angle. Like, what are you working on right now? Kind of where do you see your life going? And in a way, you can get those questions. Of course, you need to have them directly from the person, but in a way, you can satisfy your mind and your curiosity and stimulate to understand the naturalness of the dynamic between you and this person, if you are just diving into it more. So I encourage you to dive into it more respectfully and get to know the person with more thoughts and sharings, to bring it into light, because the 5 needs to be active. It doesn't want to overthink, even though your energy can do that. All right. So I'm trying to help you with what will just be natural within you, so it would bode well with then if the relationship would be natural too as well. So let's go into his energy a little bit. And attitude, he's an attitude 8. So he's very specific with what he likes and what he doesn't like. Whether he reveals that or not, he's very specific. Because anytime someone has an attitude like 8, like this gentleman has that you mentioned, that you're asking about, they are overthinkers too, but they're perfectionists. So a 5 more so might go for it, or might like swing this way and that way, and like, let's try this, and what about this, and what about over here? um and that's where your energy is at sometimes. But with his energy is very exacting. Okay, so the way that you guys think are different, but it's not contrary to one another. Okay. which is nice. I know it seems like it'd be contrary to one another, but eights are mutable numbers and they go with other numbers sometimes. So in this case, even though you work a little bit differently, the way that you'd communicate would be well. So that's always nice to see. Um, if you can understand, he has a personality that pulls people to him. Um, So he is a personal day three, and when someone has a personal day three, it invites people to come to them, whether the person is comfortable with the attention or not. There's a disposition that invites people in. There's a natural warmness. Um, and let me just go into his numbers a little bit more. So he's an 8 plus. Yeah, there's a warmness to him. There's a gentleness to him, if you can understand this too. And so that's attractive, the gentleness. Because like with you, you're a little bit more of a go-getter at times, whether you overthink it or not. And he's more gentle in his approach. Okay, so you can understand he's a perfectionist, but he's a little bit more gentle in his approach. And it's because he has a life path too as well. So he does really care about how he's coming off to people. He really cares what he thinks and he really cares how he's coming off to people. And he doesn't take that lightly. So your question was, how would our relationship go if if we end up being together, things, what type of relationship? So you would have somebody who, and again, someone has to be open, someone has to be vulnerable. We have to be vulnerable to be in a place of being in a relationship, because we can have all this potential and be all these things, but if we're not ready or if we're not willing or if it's not the right time, some of these things won't open up. So if it is the right time and if it is the right connection, um there would be a lot of sweetness. There would be, like, from his end there would be a really consideration, and there would be a lot of encouragement needed for him to in turn open up even further. He has eights and twos, and so they need a lot of support with reassurance. They'll do it for you, but they won't always talk about how they need it for them. And because of that, they keep people at kind of arm's length, even though they are so sensitive. So they keep people at arm's length until they find they can really trust them. And they need a lot of physical touch to feel like, okay, I feel this person's energy and it feels positive to my energy. It feels like it merges with my energy in a way where it feels natural. So all those eights and twos, so he has an eight and a two, they're very like, um, always, how does this situation feel? How does this person feel? Is it the right fit? Can I go deeper? How much can I trust this person? And so other numbers will be like, hey, I enjoy my experience. Let's have fun. Let me get to know this person. Of course, I'll go deeper. But the eights and twos are always on a physical level, an emotional level. How does this ring true to me? How am I going to open up based on how I feel? So they're very sensitive. They're very sensitive. So he has more sensitivity numbers, emotionally sensitive numbers than yours. So you would have to be very gentle and very patient, because your numbers are like, hey, I'm interested, like, let's get on with it, let's see where this goes. Are you interested? And so you're going to be ready before he is. Okay, you're going to be ready before he is. And since you're ready, it really is up to you with that sub and that five to do your investigative work in a gentle way and see, like, okay, like, where is he, and how we're going to go about this. When he knows what he wants, and if he's ready, you'll know. You'll know. But it takes longer for him to get there than you would, based on his numbers. Okay? So I'm going to put it like that. For you, this month is going to be quite busy. A lot of things are coming to a close. Um, get back into your own energy. Next month is going to be very good. for feeling more like focused with what you want to accomplish and go after. So just let this month just ride the way that it needs to ride and go into next month being a little bit more refreshed. And maybe you'll want to tackle the questions and answers of how he's interested in the next couple of months. But implore you to do so because one, you might realize it before him, and two, you definitely are going to be more ready before him, regardless of if he's on the same wavelength as you. Okay. So I'm going to give that to you. Um, cool. You can understand this. I'm glad. I'm glad. And sometimes when thank you, Stacia. Thank you so much for your love. Sometimes when we're wondering, like, is it a good fit? Is it a good fit? It's not. As a psychic, I'm not going to go into looking at the potential relationship. No, I'm going to go and look at how people are feeling and how that they're going to open up and how they are sharing energy. Okay, because it lets you know where um, the current reality is, and it lets people know, like, okay, how can I approach this, how can I approach this. So I won't go into a future relationship unless it hits me over the head. I'll go into just the energies present, and that's why I went that route. Okay, but thank you for understanding it, and I'm glad it was helpful, and I'm glad it did make sense to you. Absolutely, absolutely, Janice. Okay. I love this, Stephanie. I'm gonna go to. I said I was gonna go to Trudy next, so I'll go to Trudy next. But Stephanie is asking really quick, how do you cleanse stones? I read by the light of the moon. Um, there's many different ways. You have to research each stone because there's certain stones where you don't want out in certain situations. Like maybe they're just more delicate. Some stones are softer. Water and sunlight can affect stones. Moonlight is definitely much more gentler. People charge their stones a lot during the moon because it takes on a different vibration. Some people cleanse their stones too because again, it's going to take on a certain vibration. But if you want to reset, then I would probably gently pat them down with some water. Um, do a ceremony to release the stones energy to clear and reset. And you could do that ceremony with the moon. But sometimes when we do that with the moon, it's taking on a new vibrations. Some people want just um, to have a reset rather than more energy in it. So that's something that comes into effect that I want to share with everybody. Sometimes people go, I'm going to do this ceremony and release, and really they're just taking on a new vibration. And really, they didn't want to take on a new vibration. They just wanted to feel more at peace. So depends on how you go about that with stones or within your own energy. So heads up with that. Sometimes when I'm cleansing my stones, I will put them away for a little bit, like in a drawer, or like I might put them in the bookcase or somewhere else in the house and go, okay, I want it to release what was on it. And when I come back to it, it will feel like more even keel, or it'll feel like it let go of some of the things that it was holding on to or transmuting. So trust the feelings of it. Trust the feelings of it. You'll pick up a stone and just be like, there's too much energy on this, or I need a break. Trust the feelings of it first. Okay, so let's go to Trudy. If Trudy's in the house, there you go. I see you, Trudy. Just let's see here. All the peeps I got a kicking peeps today. All right, kicking peeps. All right, here we go. Trudy. There we go. All right. So open for whatever you feel and bring forth. And everybody pop down if you're open for a reading too, because I'm going to bounce to more people afterwards. So Trudy, open to whatever you feel and bring forth. All right, Trudy. Well, Trudy, I feel like you are in a space within your life where there is like wisdom and knowledge, and there's a maturity present where you know that this life is bigger than you. And so you frequently are prepared to hold space for others. Like whether or not it's happening, you're ready to do it when it is needed. You are ready to, let's say, diffuse a situation, calm people down. You are ready to be called by spirit if they tell you to go left, if they tell you to go right. So there's this understanding that you've walked into within your life, and spirit wants to give you acknowledge for that and say, that's pretty cool that you're here. Not everybody gets there. That's pretty cool that you're here. You're in, there's, no matter what you're doing, there's a certain depth within your soul where you can access that. And you've opened that up through multiple surrenders and losses and the way that you've loved and the way that you've cared for others. You've opened up that space. So I want to acknowledge that. I do feel like there is some time within you right now where if you wanted to, you could put those natural energies that you have into something more consistent, whether it is a project that you're working on every week or every month. But I feel like, and again, you could be helping somebody. You don't have to take it all on your own, but I feel like your healing and your guidance, you can take that because you have space for it, to helping people on a routine basis. And you haven't always had time for that, but I feel like they're saying, you have time for it. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I feel like you already have ideas that you want to do. And that would be in the spiritual aspect of life. Um, Hello, Deidre. I just want to say hello to Deidre. Hello, 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 Amy. And um there's a creativity that they want to have come forth and say, like, hey, you got to shake it up, and it might not be something that you feel like you're entirely ready for, or you're not quite sure of all the parts, but they want you to get your feet wet. They want you to get your feet wet and say, as soon as you do it, and if it's not the right fit, you can go, that was awesome, but I'm looking more so for this, and so you go do that. But if you are just looking more so for something in the exact right project, it's going to delay the project. It's going to delay the project. And they want you out there doing it and helping and giving your heart and giving your soul, and they want people to come find you. So they're saying, like, agree to be a part of something just for a small amount of time and just get the energy out there. So that's important. And again, you don't have to have total full commitment, but there's all this space and they feel like you should be playing and taking a little bit of risks and gamble and growing. You have a place to grow and then go, I'm going to try this now. I'm going to try it in this way. Okay. So they're encouraging that within you. They're also encouraging you, the feeling. So, yeah, starting to work on getting out there. Absolutely. Kicking people out again. Everybody coming in trying to solicit readings. This is a free reading space. This is a free reading space. Okay. If you try to solicit readings, you will get kicked. All right. So with Trudy, there's, again, I'm going to go back to this place of like a wise woman and healing and rituals. And I feel like your intention for living a good life, again, that's permeating a lot of the decisions that you've made, and you've been doing things for yourself. Like, can you understand, like, herbs and changing your diet? Can you understand that you've even been looking into I don't know if it's like an exercise like regimen or stretching, but it's something for your body. You've been looking for different ways to help your body, and you're like, I'm doing these things for myself because I'm a sacred soul, and I want to help other women to understand this and other women to take care of themselves. And so spirit is just talking about again how you've reached this point where you can take care of others now, and they're so happy that you're taking care of yourself. Um and there's so much love to give within that. I don't know why, but I keep going to your energy, and I keep going to like to your kitchen and this like refrigerator, and it's like silver, like stainless steel. And I keep going to the kitchen, and there's like a counter close to your refrigerator. And I don't know if I'm actually seeing it 100%, if I am cool. Um, Sometimes I get a feeling where I know I am. So I'm just putting it out there, but there is a stainless steel refrigerator, and I feel like this is a place where I am just again having to kick people, forgive me. I'm aware that there's been a lot of plans, a lot of plans, a lot of plans. And I feel like there's meal plans and I just there's a lot again, there's a lot of space for more. There's a lot of space for more. I also feel like in your backyard or in the vicinity of where you live. So this is like within like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of where you live. There's a lot of walking paths and trails, even with prairie plants that keep showing me like plants, and I could be wrong with the prairie part, but I'm just seeing like there's these walking spots where these beautiful plants are, and some of these plants are herbs. Um, and they either can be like meditated within presence of, or actually like picked, or a reminder to put this into your practice. But I feel like it's like whether there's a place that you can walk with basil or sage, or there's a type of flower that's really sweet smelling. um there's all this gorgeousness that needs to be integrated into your life. So I'm looking at like you can walk and you can be around all these plants and flowers, but then like you're in your house and you have all these resources, and now it's just time to integrate. Time to integrate to make life even more beautiful. And so I'm just going to give that to you. I'm going to pull a card for you. You got the love card. You got the love card. Um the vibrations are really high right now. So it's time to share. It's time to give. You have increased ease in your life. It's time to share. It's time to give. So that's what I give to you. And in the areas that aren't so of ease, have patience. Have patience. And I feel like you're more comfortable sometimes with feminine energy than you are with masculine energy at times with dealing with individuals, because I feel like all of a sudden there is, whether it's a husband or some male close to you, and you've had to have a lot of patience and a lot of temperance in the situation, and that situation will get better the more that you put your attention on other areas, because you've done all that you can do, and it's just kind of like a waiting game with them getting their own act together. So with the areas that don't always have ease, they'll get sorted out. Keep doing you, they'll get sorted out. You got to have patience where people need time. People need time. Need to get into nature more. Where they're showing me that with that, there's going to be a lot of flowers or herbs around these nature walks that you'll be surprised. Um, that's something that you use in your own essential oils or your own practice anyway. And there's this bigger connection kind of piece and play that comes in. Okay, thank you for understanding that. So the spirit world acknowledges all the good and the ease in your life, and they acknowledge that there is peace and patience needed, and to continue to do that and continue to trust and have faith within that. And even asking to feel the love, well, they're giving the love to you. They're giving the love to you. And I'm going to pull one more card and then we're going to move from there. Oh, okay. All right. Tearing apart. And so on the flip side of this, they're wanting me to show you this too. They want you to continue to let go of what you formerly knew. And you're very good at this, but now they're inviting you on a deeper level. And this is going to break up some of the ease, but you have to let go of some of the skills and the things that you were used to doing and allow them to transform into something different, because you're not meant to have the same career or vocation or the way you put your time and energy to your day. You're meant to do things a little bit into the unknown, okay? And these are the projects that I'm talking about in helping women and getting out into spirituality. You're going to have to take on new skills. It's going to make you feel like, wow, my wheels are spinning. This is hard. I wanted this to be like relaxing and beautiful. And it's going to get a little hard because you have to figure out how you can fully support um, things in a different way. So it's going to get hard before it gets easy once you get really in deep with it, deeper and deeper. So hold on. And you got to tear apart from the worry and some of the people that don't understand or don't have enthusiasm or interest in the things that you do. And some of these people will fall away. Okay. And some of the way that you talk to people and your intimacy with people will fall away a little bit. And they will have to be the ones to pull you back. They will have to be the ones to pull you back. Okay. So it's about upgrading and trusting and strengthening your vibration for that next level of peace, serenity, and security for yourself, because you know what you want. Now it's a matter of let's kind of mix things up and get it even further. Okay. Thank you for understanding, Trudy. So I'm going to leave you with that. I wanted to go in a little bit deeper because it felt like you've done so many good things within your life to get you to where you need to go. And so now it's about going deeper, and it's going to mix things up, and you're going to be like, oh, crap. Oh, crap. But then it's going to get even better, more than you can ever imagine. Okay. Hello, Jessica. No, you are not late. I'm late. I got to message you, girl. But you are not late at all. Okay. So thank you for understanding, Trudy. Thank you. Much love to you. Emily, hello. Hello, Paul. It's great to see you, Paul. Oh, yes. I remember you from years ago. You've popped on a couple times on the Psychic Hour over the years too. But like I think I met you at a spiritual like 2015. I think it was like 2015. That's like 9 years ago. And thank you for your awesome energy and presence as well. Thank you. Lots of love to you. Thank you for stopping by. All right. So let's see. Stephanie, were you're asking about the crystal question. And so, Fran, thank you for your love. Thank you for your love. And I'm glad you understood that with the crystals, Stephanie. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to jump to another reading. Yes, thank you. So let me go. Who's open with their energy? Who's open? Okay, I'm going to go to you, Jessie Cat. All right. So let's do a general. Let's see. All right. So attitude 8, personality 2, and life path 9. That's right. All right. So what month are you in? You're in a 4. So right now you're in a 4 month for May. Jessie Cat, we just started May. And this is all about that, like looking towards the house and the home, and feeling like things have to there has to be projects within in the home. Can you understand? There's been one of the two. There's one of the two. It's either we are working on things within the kitchen, and I feel like there's something about that. Okay. I feel like we're doing projects in the kitchen. And if I'm a little wrong with that, I feel like we're working on projects within the house, but a lot of that is talked about in the kitchen. So sorry. But and I feel like I just there's a window over the sink and there's light coming in with that. And can you understand if there's like curtains or some type of fabric over the window as well? If you can understand this, Jessie Cat. I'm just all of a sudden in the energy of the house, but I feel like there's changes. There's changes, and I keep looking at sinks. I keep looking at sinks and pipes and what are or drain. And so there's been talks about with that. And so if that sounds obscure, let me know. I need to know if I'm in your energy, Jessica. It's okay if you tell me yes or no. But there's plans. So I actually do think there's additional plans with contractors. Whether your husband's been looking into that or you've been looking into that. But I'm aware that there's gonna be needing things fixed within the house, and it's not just moving things around in the house as well. It's time to actually put additional projects into effect. Um, Actually, no, you are right. We're doing a lot in the kitchen, and yes, there is a window in the sink. Okay, so you're doing a lot in the kitchen. So like fixing a lot in the kitchen, if you can understand that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Good. I'm glad you can understand that. I also feel like there is attention with kids too as well. I don't know how many kids you have, but I know that you do have kids. Um, but there's attention into looking into schooling for them. Okay, there's an attention into assessing what is needed for their education and the proper place to go, and to making sure that your child or children has additional resources. So that's been being looked into as well. Oh, so you're acknowledging the house as well too. Thank you, thank you. But anytime 4 comes up, there's attention on education in the house, so that's what's naturally coming to my awareness. But I'm just additionally aware that there are some developmental changes going on. It feels positive. It feels positive, but to making sure that one of your kids is learning things and expanding their mind, and in a place where they have all their needs met. I know that sounds little bit general, but I keep being taken to like this boy, and he's playing with like blocks and figurines, and he's just so like locked in, lasered in. And you're assessing kind of like his smartness, and also why he's so lasered in at times. Okay, and I feel like he gets cranky when he has to break his concentration. It's like, okay, now we're gonna go over and do this thing, and it's like he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay with like his toy. So there's like an over fixation going on. And so you're going to assess the way that he's learning, and also like his needs to support his little brain health. And he could be very very young, so this might not be surfacing with enough individual understanding. Okay, so you can understand, yes, Ezekiel's son, he's learning a lot, and he's a Scorpio. Well, like there's the intensity of the Scorpio, and I feel like this really the intensity within his mind, and I feel like sometimes he over concentrates. And so I'm aware that his brain works a little bit differently. He's very smart, but he works differently. And there's like a lot of additional like support that he'll need as he goes on. So it's like having some, they're making me think of like nutrition. I know he's so young. I don't know how young, but they're showing me like he needs a lot of like good fats fats within his diet because his brain goes into overdrive, and to make sure his brain doesn't go into overdrive. So to have it's almost like, people talk about like protein, not a lot of carbs and stuff like that, but like Ezekiel has a very strong and sharp brain, and it can go into overdrive. So making sure that he has a certain type of diet to make sure that his brain doesn't get too active, because I feel like as he gets older, his attention could be looked at like, oh, his brain's a little bit all over the place, or there could be hyperactivity. Um, I don't feel like that's showing up right now because he's young, but I feel like he's overly fixated on things. So continue to look into that. That's coming up. Um, and gosh, I don't know why. I just got flashed a turtle. I have no idea why. Sometimes I get flashed random things, and it's just like I give up. I don't know what that means. Um, I wanna also go into making sure I wanna go into your energy a little bit, Jessie Cat, and just making sure that your time and attention on yourself are with what your greatest needs are. Because we have wants and we have needs. And sometimes we have our wants met, and we go, oh, I feel better. I feel better. That helped me out. That I feel better. But when we actually go deeper within our needs, it makes us feel like a completely different person and more at peace. And I feel like some of your wants are being quelled and some of your needs are not being quelled. So I want to look into that for you. And I sometimes will give an example. This is just an example. This is not actually where I'm 100% going into, but I'm going to give an example of what I mean by that. And hopefully the metaphor helps stimulate something within you. So you said, okay, yes, I'll do that with Ezekiel. Thank you. Absolutely. I hope you can understand that. And I think you can on some degree, but continue to understand that he's so young. And I feel like he gets so excited at night. I feel like he gets so excited at night, and he's excited by things like stars and like I don't know, he's excited for bedtime stories, but he has a fixation with stars and planets and I don't know, dinosaurs. Yeah, that all sounds like boy stuff anyway. But what I wanted to go into with you, Jessie Cat, is just like the metaphor of the wants versus the needs. So like for me, like I'm very connected to food. And sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like let me go and go get a salad at a restaurant that's really good. And I feel like when I get it, I'm like, okay, good. I got like my wants and my needs met because I got something healthy for me and I needed that salad. And so, woof, I'm relaxed. But then when I am more grounded, I actually, again, I don't have to make a salad, but I'll make something at home and I'll go like, oh my gosh, okay, I got my energy in line. So I actually had extra time. And I'm in my creativity by cooking and I'm using my energy more effectively. So I actually feel more at peace when sometimes I cook more rather than getting the salad outside the house, because when I get the salad outside my house, I'm not using my energy in a way that fully supports me. So I just go, I'm tired. Let me go grab the salad. Let me go grab the salad. I'm tired. Woof, I'm taken care of. Thank God. Right. But it's letting me know that you have this energy that needs to be reorganized to better help ground you and help you out. And you can understand this because sometimes you have a little bit of, I'm not saying you have a lot of extra time, but sometimes you have a little bit of extra time and you just go, I feel a little off right now. I feel a little off right now. And then, it gets busy again. And then you're doing things to help quell you feeling off when really in that moment, you feeling off needs to be okay. What do I need to do to work with this so I feel clearer? I feel like I have more energy. I feel like I'm more positive. I feel like I'm in my power. I feel like I'm in my purpose, because I do think there's a lot of things that you're not doing that you want to do. And then when you get overwhelmed and emotional, then you're going to uh, um, making sure your wants are quelled, and then that's not allowing you to actually fix. I don't love the word fix, but look at and transmute and work with the stuff that's actually beneath the surface. So I'm asking you to continue to go deeper, and I'm asking you to go, what really changes up your routine where you're just like, yes, I feel like I'm in my power, I'm doing this, rather than, oh, this feels good. This feels good momentarily. I'm glad I have this. So it's like for me, it's like, oh, yes, I'm glad I had my salad. Thank gosh I have a salad. Cool, it's positive. But when I'm cooking within the kitchen, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm creative. I feel like I have my needs met. I feel like I'm in my power. I feel like I'm utilizing my energy. I love doing this. So, what do you love doing that's being put aside because you feel like it's not the time and place right now for that? Get into your power. Reassess your power. When you have those little moments, journal and be honest with yourself what you need to do within your daily routine, just for yourself. It could be for your family too, your family, or just for yourself, that puts you back into your power. Okay, so get more into your needs, deeper, and not just be fulfilled with your wants. Okay, all right. I explained that for too long, but I needed to explain it. I think you already understand me. Okay, sending you lots of love, Jessie Cat. All right. And then you said, yes, I haven't meditate for a while. I haven't had time for myself. Girl, just focus on how you feel or how you feel when you're in your power. And so you go, I want to get my power back. I want to feel like that. What do I need to do like that for that? So rather saying, oh, I should be meditating, I want to meditate, just go into the feeling of your power and go, what do I need to do to get that? And so it doesn't become, I got to remember to meditate. It comes, I want to get into my power. I need to get into my power. I need to get into my power. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sending you love and light within that. Thank you so much, Jessica. Okay. So, Sarah, hello. Hello. Nice to see you. Thank you, Stephanie, for your kind words. Thank you, Emily. Hello. I want to say to everyone, hi to everyone coming in. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Leonard. Leonard. Hello. Serenus. Hello, Serenus. Just making sure everything's up to date. Hello, Kathleen. Hello. We're going to take one more reading for today. Hello, Elizabeth. I didn't even see Elizabeth in here. Hello, Myra. Hello, Tabitha. Amy. Paul again. Hi. Hello. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to take one more. Let's see. Wow, there's so many people. There's so many trolls today. Forgive me for taking extra time to kick everybody out, but I've had to do it a lot. Just making sure these comments aren't here that don't need to be here. So thank you for everybody being patient. Hello, Emily. Hello, Charlotte. Okay, hello, Sunshine Girl. All right. Hi, Sunshine Girl. Okay. Yes, there are a lot of trolls, Stephanie. Hey, Elizabeth. Thank you. It's so great to see you, Elizabeth. So great to see you. I give you so much love. I love you. Okay, so let's go into it, Sunshine Girl. If you want a general reading or you have a specific question, let me know. If you are present, just let me know if you can understand things coming in or not. So it helps me to know if it's relevant. Yes. Okay. Hello. If you are here, let me know, Sunshine Girl. And just a cat, you said. That's why I log into YouTube. Yeah, yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. Hello, Kathleen. Okay. So, Sunshine Girl, I am present. I just want to ask if you're willing to help me with my gifts. Like, what should I do? Okay, that's cool. All right. So, let me pull some cards and look into it. So, I do feel, I'm just going to go with my feelings first. I do feel like there's already interest within opening up this space, and you already have some things in place. Like you already have, like whether it's I just keep seeing like candles being lit. You've made an intention for the space. Whether it's like an altar, a prayer, or like a place to open up, talking with spirit. I feel like you've made a decision where like this is a part of my life. I'm a spiritual person. Now how do I deepen it, right? So a part of it is talking more about it out loud. I feel like you don't let people know that you do this unless somebody else is doing it too. So there is like an apprehension to share this part of yourself. I get it, believe me. Like, we all have to be ready when we're ready. We all have to be comfortable when we're comfortable. So I'm not pushing you in any departments. I'm just saying if you want to, you can talk about this if you want to, because I do feel like you really want to share more. It's just you don't know how to go about it always. I keep getting like doves around you, like these white birds flying. If you can understand that, I just keep getting like these doves and these birds flying around within your energy. And let me pull some cards for you. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I got the Growing Forest card and the Under Pressure card. So the Growing Forest card is really great because it's basically going into you're in a time and phase where there's a lot of things changing, but there's a lot of things that are healthy changing where your life has gotten much better because of it. So you're growing out of the old you and into the new you. And you are feeling like you're in your power, even though you're like, I don't feel it. How can I put it? You know you're in your power, but you're so used to not being within your power because you're coming out of the old. You feel wobbly at times, but it's going good. It's going well. And you also got the Under Pressure card to confirm this. And this is basically like immense change, and it feels like uncomfortable. So you're in a good place, even though it feels uncomfortable and you don't really sometimes see the fruits of your labor. Okay. So I just want to like basically say you're at the perfect time to be developing how you're developing because you're doing the work. And that's all about what enhancing our spiritual gifts are. Are we ready to show up and do the work? So there's a lot of people that come in for classes, spiritual development, and they go, hey, can you help me with my gifts? And you go, great, let's go into it. And then they're scared to do the work because they feel anxious or they feel overwhelmed or they feel like there's too much change going on in their life where they can't focus. You have change going on with your life, but you want to focus. You're ready. You're curious. You want to open that space for yourself. Okay. So I'm letting you know you're in the right place. I see you like looking into books, like you've been reading books. I feel like whether it's an online or you've been going to the library, I see you cracking up in a book, and some of these books are borrowed, or you're looking at other resources, and you're saying, "How do I go about this?" I do feel like you have like clear audience within you. I'm just making sure I read your comment. Yes, it's usually just me, and I don't have any teachers. You're right about everything. Okay, I'm glad you can understand. And I feel like you have like clear audience, and you have clear cognizance too as well. Okay. So sometimes you'll just know things and you'll hear things and you're like, why did that happen? And you're not sure. And sometimes you even might see a little bit of something. You're like, what's that? And it kind of like throws you off guard, and you're still developing your feeling. If you can understand that, like you get feelings, but you hear things more and know things more, rather than like feelings within your body, if you can understand that, with how things are coming in. And it's just a matter of, honestly, when you don't have, let's say, a teacher, if you don't have somebody to talk about this stuff with, my number one thing is journal it. Even if it makes no sense or you're scared by it or you're not sure, journal it and go back to it, and your meditations will help for you to make sense of what has happened. And that's what a lot of things are going on when you're asking about your gifts. You're like, what are my gifts? What should I do? And I feel like you're opening up slowly. Like little things are happening, and it's a matter of just experiencing them with not being fearful, and just allowing that to happen, and allowing yourself to know that it really did happen, and just allowing yourself to continue to have more of those experiences, rather than what are my gifts, because your gifts are actually opening up right now. Okay. Your gifts are actually opening up right now. And your gifts are your sensitivities and picking up the informations that you do. I feel like you've been having like dreams sporadically. So you're connected to dreams. It's not something that you always have, but you have had visitations within dreams. You've had premonitions within dreams. And so you're wondering, like, oh my God, what are my gifts? Like I keep getting a little bit of everything. Like, how does it go? How does it go? I feel like you're connected to music and you get messages through music. And I do think that it's important for you to practice with names, and continue to like automatic write and journal. Okay. If you have a teacher, they will help guide practicing points out within you. Well, if you don't have a teacher, you have to allow yourself to practice with yourself. And sometimes it's good that there's not a lot of people around, because the best teachers, when we're not stuck, are ourselves. When we are stuck, sometimes we do need somebody to really help and lend us their vibration and their experience and their knowledge and their love, if they're a good person. Um, but our best teachers are really ourselves, if we're in a place where we're slowly unfolding. Um, you just have to keep up. You just have to keep trying and keeping showing up. Again, a teacher is helpful if we're having problems showing up, if we're having problems practicing, if we're having problems growing, they hold us accountable. So there's certain reasons why teachers are invaluable. But I do think you're just doing everything right. I already think you are working on reading, unfolding, trying things, sensing things. Um, I just want to say, like, if you hear something, don't be alarmed. Just write it down and don't be afraid to ask somebody about an energy you hear. You don't have to ask them, like, oh, I heard this person, or I heard a voice, or I heard a name. Did this person pass for you, or do you know this person? You don't have to do those things. You can just say, if you have a name or a sentence that comes to you, you can say, oh, I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, I was thinking about, my own brother. Um, like, who are your siblings? Like, do you have any siblings? Or I was thinking, if you get like the name David or something, or Billy, you can say, like, I was, just thinking about my relatives, or my friends the other day, and like this name came to me and it reminded me of something. Like, just start a story. You don't have to get into mediumship or spirit or psychic development with a person and scare them off, or intimidate yourself. Number one thing is share energy, share what you're getting. Don't make it so serious. And if you are scared at any time, just ask spirit to come and heal and protect you, and learn more about how you can do that. Okay. So I'm just going to say, I think you're doing a lot of good things. I do think that it's important for you to have a little bit of guidance if you do feel overwhelmed. So if you do feel overwhelmed, find someone that can give you a little bit of guidance, but always trust your gut. Okay. Okay, Sunshine Girl. Thank you so much. I feel like this is relevant for you, Sunshine Girl, whether it's like some of these things are general that everyone should do, but I do feel like some of these things relate directly to you as well. I'm wondering if there's a certain crystal or amulet you recommend for this thing. Okay, well, I do think that there's certain energies that help us. And something that's coming in that I feel like, so I feel like there's certain energies that you like. So I feel like sometimes you like some of the heavier, more intense energies. Okay. And you're like, oh, that's power. Um, and every color, every stone has power. It's just a matter of, does it light up your energy? Is it in flow with your energy? Does it balance your energy? Okay. So sometimes balance is power. Sometimes light is power. Sometimes gentleness is exactly what you need to get in your power. And so they're showing me these two things that are good for your energy to understand how it feels. Like they're showing me green, but like a very deep green. So we'll go with that, like a deep green, like an aventurine or like a jade. And then they're also showing me like a light blue, like a calcite, or I'm trying to think of another light blue stone. What's it called? I can't think of what it's called, but a calcite is like a powdery, um, like a muted blue. It's like a sky blue, but it's like more of a blue than a blue green. It's more of like just a pastel blue, okay? And so I feel like the pastel blue is really good for your imagination and your creativity and allowing you to trust yourself and keep having these experiences and to just open yourself up. And then the green is for opening up your heart and going really deep into your heart because I feel like you're opening to feel, but now it's time to feel and understand deeper of what has brought you here. What has brought you here. And so, if you can understand, like all the times when you were younger, when you fit in at times, but you didn't feel like you really were connected to people that you were with. And when you were your true self, they didn't accept you. So there was a lot of situations where you just kind of like got by and you had to like abandon sometimes your thoughts and your feelings in order to be included. And so it's asking you with that green stone to open up your heart and your feelings and your authenticity and to have courage and brave and to have strength within your feelings to go, no, this is the right way. This is spirit led. This is my intuition. I'm going to go with this. So dark greens, intense greens, giving power to your heart and having courage within your heart, and also the light blue stones to help you to encourage the movement and opening and activation of your mind and to letting yourself be creative with what's coming to you and accepting of what's coming to you. That's what I'm seeing. And then, yeah, like some citrine, some citrine to trust yourself. That's what's coming in. Some amber and citrine. I like that. Okay. So thank you, Elizabeth. You rock. All right. Let's see. Ah, Jessica, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love talking about energy, girl. I love talking about energy. Oh, Larimar is another good one. Larimar is good. Larimar has sometimes a little bit of like an aqua color to it, but I love it. It's really good for I like Larimar just in general. In general, I think it's like there's a softness to it. There's a gentleness of emotions. Like there's like a peace within how we process emotions. It's very water element to me. I like Larimar. That's if you want to get like kind of gooey within your emotions. Like, yeah, let's do this. Let's feel. Okay. So where's some Larimar if you're really wanting to feel with your intuition and have some trippy stuff happen. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Charlotte. And I'm going to pull a couple cards. So if anyone, I'm going to close it out with just I'm not going to go deeper into readings, but I'm just going to pull a couple cards for people. And then we're going to close the show like that. I'm just inspired to pull some cards. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sunshine Girl. Stephanie, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. For everybody who does get insight and who does feel like they appreciate some of the just I missed the word insight again, insights coming forward. Like, I really love having a community that asks questions, okay, and that we share because Elizabeth was like talking about Larimar in the comments, and it's just like share some of the things within your practice, or share some of the things and we can get things going in the comments too as well, or you can put a question to the forefront and then we can talk about it further. So I really, really encourage everybody to just share because there's some really, really good comments and experiences that should be talked about. And um, I want everybody to feel that what they've experienced is honestly a lot of things of what a lot of people experience within their intuition. All right, so I'm gonna go to Michaela. I think that's right. All right, so I'm gonna get you a card, Michaela. All right, this one feels right. Reaching out and wanting to be accepted. These are my own cards. They look funny, but I feel good with them. So that's why I read with them. I have other cards too, but I feel good with these. And if you make your own signs and symbols, you're connected to them. So the reaching out and wanting to be accepted. So this I feel like this is coming up in a relationship sense for you too, Michaela. And this is about wanting to have more attention and wanting to create something deeper within your life. And I feel like you're at a place where you're not quite sure about how you can do that at times. And you feel like a little bit like isolated or confined with how you can say, "Hey, I would like this. Can you match my energy? Can you match my energy? How come how come and why when I try to reach out to others or accept others, it's not matched?" And it's a matter of it's a matter of just finding the right people, and it's a matter of sticking to your guns and saying, "This is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm longing for." And if that's not working for you right now, if you say not now to me, well, um, then I'm going to have to make sure that I handle this situation differently when it comes to you, but I'm not going to handle it differently when it comes to me. So being very strong with knowing what you need and knowing that there is always a reason why you need more. Not because you're too much, not because you're extra, not because no one just seems to not understand you. There's always a reason you want more because even though it's difficult or it's not being matched or not being given, energy and the universe is saying, keep doing it and keep yourself strong because it's trying to push you to places where you'll get that. And it's trying to let you know, like, you need to have people tell you no. You need to have people tell you, I can't do that. So that allows you to leave. That allows you to go, this is not the right place for me, or this is not the right behavior for me. So someone can go, oh, you need this instead. Yeah, I better change. Or, okay, I guess you have to change. And then you go get what you need. So it comes into place with the reaching out and wanting to be accepted because I feel like needs are not being met. Needs are not being met, and you're not wrong for feeling those things. So keep moving, keep finding different people. Okay? And if someone tells you no, or if you get a no with the validation from somebody, just be like, good. Glad I didn't have to go through that for a year. Glad I didn't have to go through that for a couple of months. I need this. What are you going to do about it? I'm this person. I need this. Right? So I'm going to give that to you, Michaela. Hopefully that makes sense. Um, let me see. I'm going to take Raven. Hi, Raven. And Sarah. Let's see. Yes, Raven, I can pull a card. Thank you for coming in, Raven. All right. All right. So I got the Heartbreak Hotel card, and this basically goes into um, unexpected expectations where you basically, okay, really quick, I'm going to go back to you, Raven, but thank you, Michaela, for understanding. I'm glad you understand. And if anyone, as I'm reading, if you can understand too, or like to add, please let me know. It just helps give me more insight of how many with your energy, whether it's a no or whether it's a yes. So Raven, with the Heartbreak Hotel card, it's basically not. It's basically like un matched unexpected expectations where there wasn't a match, where it's like it could be a friend even, um of not showing up in the way that you thought they would show up. And even though there was a disruptance, you were like, okay, well, life is kind of crazy sometimes. All right, but I didn't expect you to do this. I didn't expect, even within work, I didn't expect it to go that way. That's really heartbreaking or heart crushing. Not because I'm not strong, it's because I didn't really expect it to go that way ultimately. So if you can understand this coming up. And it's a matter of taking these moments and leaning into the invitation to change, of saying, wow, I guess my energy isn't supported here exactly like I thought it was. What am I going to do about that? What am I going to do about that? Does the other person or does the other people a part of, let's say, because it's, I feel like there's a work connection within this, whether you're like an organization or work or higher superior is supporting you, or people within your work um, are supporting you. um, what is going to happen? What is going to happen through the lack of support? And when I call attention to that, is there a readiness to work? Or is the energy, did the energy have to break because the energy was not supported? So it's about being properly supported and having matched energies, and sometimes going, wow, I really, really didn't want this, but this led me to a moment to understanding that um, it needed to happen because it was already breaking. It was already unsustainable. And so now the crashing reality is here. So from that, I just want to say that like within your mediumship and within your healing, within your higher self, there is going to be guidance, and there is already active guidance with you releasing this and going into a new area. And I do feel like there is traveling or a move that needs to happen. So it's about not only changing the spiritual and the emotional connection to what's going on, but actually physically making a new move, physically moving your energy. So there's a lot of heavy energy that needs to lift because they're saying next phase of your life, next phase of your life. It doesn't mean you have to change your life, but it means that you're in the next phase. So that some of these things had to happen because we need to have you keep going. So different people are supposed to be supporting you in a different way. If you can understand this, Raven, if this makes sense, okay. It's cause for massive change in different support systems, and you're in a different phase within your life. Okay. Let's see if girl, if you're still here and if you can understand that, just let me know. I don't see you around. So let's see. I want to go to, there was Sarah. Sarah, all right, let me get a card for you, Sarah. Hmm. Mystery player. I like that. All right. I love, this is like one of the new card. I actually started making this card and then I got a call. So I didn't continue to finish what the card was. But that's okay. I know what it's about. It's just, it's not completely done. And maybe there's that metaphor within that too. But within this card, the mystery player card, it's basically saying that there's some help on the way, and it's calling for you to be in a different place within your life. There needs to be more efforts and a little bit more maturity within some of the things that you want and some of the things that you're hoping for. There needs to be a little bit more trial and error and coming out on the other side. And then it's just like, since you've done the work and you know what you want, and you go, okay, I went through this. I think I'm a little bit more rock steady. It's like a vibration meets you because they're at the same place you are. And they're just like, yeah, like, I feel you. Let me help you. Let's do this. When before your energy was different because it was coming into a newness and it needed to go through these processes. So the mystery player is basically like something's coming that wouldn't have found you before you went through this. So there is help coming, but you have to change the way that you're going about things if you want things to change within the situation. Um, yeah, yes, and I just feel like not everything's in place yet. Not everything's in place, so keep going, and keep putting your nose to the grinder. That's what I feel like. Okay? All right. And what did you want to say? So Jessica Cat saying, Kelly Joe asked what you think of the magic 8 ball. When you ask and shake it, it has 20 responses. That's so funny. Um, I think that anything can be an intuitive tool. Okay. You have to have an honest connection with it. You can't just be like, okay, what randomness does it show me? Because you're accepting randomness, so you're gonna get randomness, and you don't want randomness when connecting. You want things to be in connection with what you're receiving. And so, thank you for understanding. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. And with the magic 8 ball, if you want, just like if you have a book and you're going to be like, I'm going to ask a question and I'm going to just open a random page within the book and see what it gives me. Um, you can have answers and you can be in connection to the advice that is being given to you. You can't overdo it. You have to just be in the moment. And sometimes if you're shaking it 20 times, you're like, well, I'm looking, you know, the message that I got, I didn't really like, or I want more. So I'm going to just keep shaking it and see what happens this time. And I'm going to see what happens this time. And I'm going to see what happens this time. And sometimes you're not taking in the message. And so the moment for that authenticity has passed and you're in a place of, um, reactivity and like just what's that word when you're just like, oh, I need something, please, please, like helplessness almost. Um, and really, you've already been helped. Like that first shake gave you the validation. So I think magic 8 balls are fun. I think they're great. I think certain unconventional tools are great. Like I'm a firm believer. You can read somebody with a room, you can read someone with a cup, you can read somebody with anything, but you have to honor the natural life force that is coming in at that moment. At that moment, that 8 ball could help exactly how you need it to be. But if you keep pushing that inanimate object for, okay, what more, what next, the moment has passed, your need has been fulfilled. And when we have more complex oracle systems like cards, we have more insight to be looked at times. Okay, what about from this angle, from that angle? But there is a moment where the energy is exhausted and it's really like, well, you did get your answer. You did get what you need. Why are you still pulling cards? And the 8 ball is so immediate with its yes, no, maybe, that it can produce that way more intensely, right? With an oracle card, you're like, oh, what's the color in this and what does it mean? And it has a message. And Let me open the book or let me feel into it. It makes you process what you're getting. The 8 ball is just, it's right there. So it can create more of those moments where did you really, really connect to that moment? Did you really give it space? Because you can just shake again, and then there you go, and you might have shooken off the energy. So I think it's great. It's just you have to associate with the energy that you're connecting to. And sometimes certain oracles are better than that. And then spiritual energy, like within psychic and mediumship, those are some of the best ways to connect because that's an active life force meeting with your active life force. And sometimes you can have presence within that through an object. Sometimes picking up a magic 8 ball, all of a sudden you're like, and I feel spirit around. And it was the 8 ball that helped put my attention that I needed to receive, that I needed guidance, and suddenly I'm aware of spirit. And so it doesn't become the object, but the object helps as a conduit to put the awareness to. But we want to be with spirit's guidance more than with the object's guidance. The object just helps us be in that space to receive. Okay? Because spirit, if you are saying, I don't have help, I need an answer, and you're shaking a ball or you're looking through your cards, and sometimes that happens. Maybe we'll be doing that for 30 minutes, maybe we'll be doing that for an hour because we really need it. But the it's really to get into our soul and to have awareness and as a conversation with ourselves. So igniting our higher self and igniting soul talk, as well as talking to spirit, talking to our guides, talking to God, talking to loved ones, and saying, what do I need to know? What comes forth? And you can have guidance for 30 minutes or an hour with your soul, with another soul from the other side, because there's so much to share. There is so much to share. And so you want something active, you want something real, you want something that's coming for a higher purpose. And so there's a lot of ways to start to open that space up. And then to when you're ready to close that space down because we have to look at the world around us. But I want to just give that perspective. All right. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the different tools we use. It's just how we truly connect to them and what they mean to us and how we're using them and how we're taking responsibility for actually understanding if we got what we need and being thankful and using what we need. All right. With that said, everybody, thank you so much for being here with me. We went a little longer today. I will be in service tomorrow with Jennifer Rose and Debbie Romero. We might be going on actually for a second to help just to spread the awareness, but we have the Mother's Day service going on tomorrow at 11 a.m. And so we'll be connecting to spirit and loved ones through that service in honor of Mother's Day. It's a donation-based service. I'll pop down the link after the show's done. If you're curious, it is on my social media. It's on Sacred Spiral. But the three of us are coming together. It is a service where you could literally give a penny and still be in the room to receive a message. And it will be going for a couple of hours. So within the spirit of connection and love and Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. I wish you a great weekend with your family, whether it's within spirit or in present. Please go with love, luck, light, and don't forget to live, everybody. I will see you next week. We have Michael Christopher on, psychic medium Michael Christopher, and we will be doing the numerology hour as well. See you then. Take care. Bye.